No secret that I am a huge fan of Candace Owens. What I love about her is that she is just always questioning authority, always standing for what's right, always doing independent research and journalism. And a couple of days ago, she started her podcast with a really interesting story that I wanted to share with you because it relates to the life insurance industry so well. So currently she's promoting a book called Chaos by Tom O'Neill, but I want to share this story because a long time ago, the CIA were doing psychological experiments on people to see if they could get them to believe something based on external pressure. And they had put 18 people in a room, and of which 17 of them were CIA agents. One person was just somebody off the street. But this somebody off the street thought that all 18 people were somebody off the street. And unbeknownst to him or her, there was an experiment being conducted on this person. Someone came into the room and showed everybody a picture of a triangle. And they were instructed to go by each person one at a time and say, "What do you see on this piece of paper?" And all 17 CIA agents were instructed to say square. So can you imagine you see a triangle and they're going to one agent at a time, one person at a time in the room, and everyone's saying, "I see square, I see square, I see square, 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 square." And so by the time it gets to you as the 18th person, you're like, I don't want to be the crazy person. I know I see a triangle, but everybody else says square. What do you think the 18th person said? The 18th person said it's a square. And the reason that is so important, it's such an important story, not just for, real world stuff that she's talking about, but it really gave me a huge light bulb aha moment that I can't think of a better example of how that relates to the life insurance industry by way of other agencies and brokers and leaders constantly saying, broker good, captive bad, broker good, captive bad, going every single person around you, just saying broker good, captive bad, broker good, captive bad. And so by the time it gets to you, you have no other choice, but to say, well, of course it's bad. Everybody says it's bad, so it must be bad. Unless you find somebody like me and you hear a different perspective, you're kind of forced into the psychological mentality of they said it must be bad, therefore it is bad. They said it is a square, therefore it must be a square. And we've kind of gotten away from critical thinking skills. Like just because someone says something is true actually doesn't mean that it is true. And I saw the writing behind the walls. Before I even got into this industry, I knew that there was way more to it than just broker good, captive bad. Most people get into the life insurance industry to sell life insurance, to make a good living, to feed their family, to have financial freedom, to provide opportunities that are building something of value for them, but they don't necessarily want to own a business, to have all the stress that comes with it, to spend thousands of dollars on leads, to have a team and be responsible for a downline of agents and their corresponding debt that comes with it, to deal with the chargebacks, to call people on billing issues, to deal with 15 different carriers and stay on hold for 30 minutes while you try to figure out what the issue is. Are they going to get approved? Did they get declined? Am I putting them in the right place? There's so much more that goes into building a business. Are you being compliant, right? Do you have the right systems in place? Are you using an Excel spreadsheet to help you keep and manage and track of everything? Or are you just buying $250 worth of leads and expecting you're going to make 10x your money? Think about that for a second. Just because someone says something is true doesn't mean that it is. And if you got into this business to sell life insurance, to make a difference, to help families, to feed your own family, but not necessarily come with all the responsibility that a higher contract comes with, then maybe it isn't as good as they say it is. I could think of no better company to represent. I stand proud that I am a Lincoln Heritage agent and agency. And if you feel the same way, if any light bulbs came on for you, if you're just trying to do this to get better and do something that makes you feel good, then maybe captive isn't so bad after all. Maybe it is a triangle after all.